We know pricing shifts take some adjusting to, but by introducing new incentives to boost customer demand, as well as pricing to drive additional volume, the new structure can help optimize earnings per delivery and increase averages within a given hour. Well, I guess the first thing I should do this morning is, I know, check the Postmates food ordering app and make sure the delivery prices went down because that's more opportunity to create increased volume. All right, got the old food ordering app up and nothing has changed. $3.99, $3.99. Bodie is still the darn. Hey, Denny's? Is Denny's free? Did something change? Oh, I know this liquor store is not free. That's insane. I mean, all the other prices, nothing's changed. But this, let me add a simple $6 bottle. And let's just see what that is. Okay, $6 bottle of liquor and small cart fee, $1.99. Nothing's changed on the food ordering app. So I'm starting to figure out, I'm starting to think, where's this increased volume going to come for? Because clearly I'm the jerk in all this, and this was done for my benefit. And I'm just kind of biting the hand that feeds me, and I'm the ungrateful child, and all that good stuff. Postmates is definitely in the right here. But this must mean that I'm going to get more orders when I go out. Typically, I haven't gotten a bonus in 4 months. I've gotten, I needed to get 8 for lunch and sometimes 9 to 11 for dinner. And it always came to, I would get 6 or 7 for lunch, and I would get just always 1 short or 2 short or sometimes even 4 short of the dinner rush. So if I go out today, I should get the bonus with absolutely no problem, because the 2 things they said was it's going to give me more opportunities and more increased volume. I don't know how they're going to get increased volume without changing their delivery fee prices. In fact, $19 for a $6 bottle of wine is kind of ridiculous, and I'll just walk across the street and never use Postmates for it. I'm surprised I get so many liquor store orders from that place. But surely
you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
There's going to be increased business. I'm going to make a bonus for the first time in 4 months today. That's what's going to happen. In this vlog, I'm going to see what delivering in Los Angeles looks like after the major pay cut of May 2019. We're going to see if we can actually still do this job or if we have to move on. So yeah, today will be a deciding factor day. I really hope Postmates is watching this. Let's go for a drive. Maybe for the last time. So completely off topic, but it rained last night and maybe I should have washed my car. I don't know if you can see how bad that is, but I can barely see out of my window right now. So I am going to head over and maybe just real quick wash my windshield, and then I'm gonna hit the road. But I want to get going. So I was actually looking at the Fleet app though, because there should be more opportunity now. And for a Sunday at about 10 a.m., it's just about as busy as it always is. But I probably just don't understand. All right, definitely need to get some gas before I hit this road. Out of service. Even in the future, nothing works. Coffee too before we hit this road, so I'm going into my favorite coffee shop. All right, just had my favorite barista make my favorite cup of coffee, blonde roast with a little bit of cream and sugar, and now I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna be switching back and forth between my mic, my professional mic, and just the native mic on my phone. Because vlogging with a tripod and a giant stand and everything all the time can probably be really annoying, and people are looking at me going, why does that guy have that in McDonald's? So I'm doing my best to kind of mix it up, but in case you haven't seen my tripod before, this is typically what I use to record. And so hey guys, what's going on? So I'll do my best to use my tripod as much as I can. If the sound's really annoying, if you're not liking this quality, if the wind noise is bugging you, let me know in the comments below, and I will exclusively use this, even if I look like a fool in public. because I love you guys. All right, I am now on my way to Los Angeles. I think it's important to say that I do live outside of Los Angeles County in a small little town that I'm not going to state. But we do have Postmates where I am, but I can work all day and maybe get 7 or 8 orders if I literally commit a whole day. So I commute to Los Angeles because it was actually more beneficial to commute and do Postmates than to not do Postmates in Los Angeles. And that's why when I'm vlogging this to see if it's still worth it, I am going to LA County. I am going to a hotspot. I am going to a place that normally has a decent amount of orders. So we're gonna see. Another thing I also want to point out, if you have a Twitter or an Instagram account, and if you're tagging Postmates support to gripe about your cut and pay, I'm pretty sure I have the screenshot, so if not, I'll find it, but it's right here. But essentially, you're going to see that Postmates is replying back saying, let us know your email address. Do not give them your email address because they will offboard you because you're publicly denouncing them. So be careful what you're saying on Twitter. Don't give out your private information. If you have a Twitter account that's on a separate email account from what your from what your Postmates is set up on, then that's fine. Talk all the trash you want, but do not give Postmates your email address because they will offboard you. I think they're filtering out the naysayers this morning. Right. I'm going to commute, and I'll be back once we actually get into town and start doing some orders. All right, I'm in town. The scene may look familiar to you. If you are a loyal subscriber, you saw my last video about how Postmates cut our pay, and this is where I filmed it. It is currently 11 o'clock. I left town about 10:25 after I got my coffee, and I got up here just literally 5 minutes ago, set up the scene, and nothing coming through. I'm watching my screen right now. I don't see anything coming through. I was looking at the map. It's not really, well, you can see for yourself. It is not very busy at all. I am technically behind a couple of the buildings right now where I normally wait, so I'm not in the main parking lot, but I'm technically still really close to it. All I have to do is drive around the complex and I'm there. So where are the orders? Where's the opportunity? We were supposed to have more opportunity. It's 11 o'clock, I'm in the spot. There should be something going on. Everything's open. It is Sunday. Sunday usually sometimes can have like a slow start, but it builds up momentum as the evening comes in. Wow, it's cold. Wind's actually shaking my windsock, and that's shaking my camera stand. So I'm not getting a stable shot. Sorry for the shaking. If you get it, there it goes. Yeah, it's flickering. Anyway, gonna go get that golden opportunity, and yeah, I'm gonna keep you posted on every delivery, what I make, am I getting tipped? I'm also going to be implementing a few of my little Postmates tricks, and I'll post up my tips and stuff like that, what I receive, maybe a couple days later on Instagram. By the way, do you know you could follow me on Instagram and Twitter at PostmatesPaul? It's just that easy. All right, let's get going. First order from Jersey Mike's, waited about 8 or 9 minutes. I'll go deliver this and then I'll let you know what the rundown was. Looks like I'm delivering it a little bit of ways, not too far. See if I even make minimum guarantee, or what was minimum guarantee. So I finished my first delivery. There's no extra opportunity. I waited about 15-20 minutes in the parking lot that the place was at, and it was a Jersey Subs. I circled around and went in there, and I waited about 10 minutes because they had a little bit of an issue, and got out of there. I delivered it. My GPS said 5 miles away from the point when I left the restaurant. Postmates only said it was 4.9. I know why they do that, because they think that it's more convenient to cut through bushes and walls and things that you can't drive through than to go the proper way onto the freeway. I'll take the 0.1 mile being off on the GPS. I'll take that. They gave me less than a minute wait time inside the restaurant. And this is only my first delivery from this Paycut, and I was given like 4 cents for waiting, and put it right here. But yeah, I drove 5 miles. I waited 10 minutes and I barely made over $5. So this morning I've already put in a support ticket basically saying, please pay me the money you owe me for the wait time. And it's almost like an inconvenience because to do these, I should have screen recorded it, but I didn't. You have to verify that you're not a robot. And normally that just says like, I'm not a robot, recite the numbers or do this. They have an image tile system where you say like, spot all the crosswalks and you keep hitting them and then it keeps like disappearing and you go verify. It goes, wait for more images. And the images keep popping up for minutes and you have to keep selecting them. And it just keeps going on. It's almost like, it's like an exercise in patience. And so I feel like I'm going to probably have to do this a couple times today because I feel like there's a cash grab going on with Postmates Corporate. I'm going to check every wait time now that I get and see if that's the case. This last guy I delivered to, I'll probably get tipped because I was pretty nice to him. And even though there was an issue, I kind of let him know about the issue and what was going on. And he had a little dog and I pet the dog and said how cute. So I'll probably get a tip on that one. But yeah, they're skimping me on my wait time. So I'm back here. I had to drive 5 miles back to a spot because there's no new opportunities. And I'm once again waiting in front of a Chipotle for an order. We'll see what happens. So as a really quick side note, the second I put the camera down, I got the automated email saying, generic nonsense. And then I was basically told, hey, if you have an issue and you need a payout adjustment, make sure you put down the date of the incident, the name of the merchant, and the reason for the payout. When I initially put in the case, I put all that. I put on 5/19 at this time, I went to Jersey Mike's Subs. I was only paid for less than a minute of time. I waited for 10 minutes. I'm requesting a payout adjustment. So that's not read at all. Just thought I'd point that out. So I did have a feeling that this would happen. Typically on the west side of town, it's busier in the morning, but it's a lot more of short deliveries. The east side of town's been popping for me lately. And it's got a little bit of something going on, and typically the orders are for farther away. So I like to chill on the east side thinking I can counterbalance this kind of low paying deal, but I'm also trying to save my gas because I don't feel as confident driving as far anymore, making less money. So at this point, I'm pretty much gonna have to go across town to find the demand, which stinks because that just means that's 10 more miles out of my gas tank. So I guess here we go. So I was sipping on cold coffee for quite a while in front of a Chipotle and just really going, I don't want to leave. It's 12:40 now. And I didn't want to leave because I didn't want to waste the gas. I was just kind of committed. And I was watching it kind of slowly build up and get redder and redder and redder and redder. And finally I said, I'm going to go to the center of it about half a mile away. And as I drove half a mile away, it told me to go pick up Chipotle right where I was sitting for about 20 minutes. It's pretty frustrating, but it's what it is. So I'm heading back to Chipotle now, gonna grab that order, and then I'll give you the rundown on what that delivery was. All right, so I'm gonna post up what I got right here. I'm actually happy. I timed it out. I was there for about 4 minutes and it paid me the 4 minutes. And it also got me pretty accurate on the mileage this time. So that's pretty good. I did relocate to the west side. And one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of over here is even though there's more orders and it appears to be brighter, everyone pounces on this area. So there might be 30 or 40 or 50 Postmates drivers here. I really don't know because I've seen it expand and die and expand and die and expand and die and not get anything. So at least when I'm over on the east side of town, typically no one hangs out over there, but I'm waiting probably just as long for orders, and usually they're longer orders, like I said, whereas over here on the west side, it's typically like to the surrounding neighborhoods, which means I'm going to be getting a lot of $2 and $3. So I don't know, I'll just keep going and trying. I did something I normally don't do. I took a Walmart order. I gotta be honest, I usually only take Walmart orders when it is super slow, and it is pretty slow right now. The one thing I hate about Walmart is you never know what's coming out. I've actually made a whole video on this. I'm prepping my back seat right now as they gather the order. It could be 2 bags, it could be 20 bags, it could be 200 bags, you never know. A lot of people use Walmart to basically bypass the whole like grocery shopping apps like Instacart and stuff. So they'll order it from Walmart, their groceries, because it's cheaper, because they outsource to Postmates. But like I literally have to like transform my car because it's so tiny. Actually, something pretty cool. My car has this really nice feature. This little pad sits in the back. All right, here comes the order, and it looks small. I'm super happy. Okay, I just got the Walmart order and delivered it. You could see what I made right here. Keep in mind there was a $2 bonus on it. That's why I accepted it. And you know, so it would have been $2 less if that bonus was not there. The time and the time waiting and the delivery mileage were both accurate. Yeah, I would not have taken a Walmart order unless I was really desperate and that $2 bonus was there. And luckily for me, it was only 2 bags, and I delivered to a house and she answered the door right away. So reality, this Walmart delivery was a success. Now let's go see what else I can get. That means 3 orders. It just turned 2 p.m. So lunch is pretty much over. I'm basically back on the east side of town again. So I'm gonna go back and post up on the east side of town where I was before and hope I get some more of those long distance orders, because I have basically made about $20 so far on these 3 orders. Kind of sad. All right, so as you can see here, made about $5.35. Not a super big deal. It was pretty accurate on the mileage. GPS said 4.2. They clocked me at 4.11, which again, I think it's just shaving off a little bit just because they expect you to go through bushes or something. My wait time was accurate. Now, I'm actually really happy about the wait time. That's something I could say about that. I was parked in the very front space, but I was Panera Bread, and Panera Bread usually is like right on the money and they're ready, and I just run in, run out. It wasn't ready yet, so I went inside and left my phone on the charger in the car, and it counted every minute. So I was kind of scared that they weren't going to give me the minutes, but they did. So that's what I made, and on to the next one. All right, so it's 3 o'clock. I took my first order at 11:24, so just about 3.5 hours. I've done 4 deliveries. That's 4. Typically in a decent area, 4 can be done in about 2 hours. That's the average, about a half hour for each order. Yeah, it's really slow today. The east side is kind of paying off for me in a sense that I'm getting these long distance orders, because when I went to the west side, even though it was more busy, I got nothing. So once again, I'm just kind of hanging out and waiting. I think I'm going to go all the way until dinner's over today. This is going to be a full Sunday because I took Saturday off because I was so upset. I'm going to hang out. It was kind of picking up a little bit, as you saw, but like I said, in this area, there's not many drivers, so anything that does come through, I should be the one that gets dispatched for. So, let's pray to chance here. It's now about 3:40. We're about 35 minutes past my last entry, and as you can see, the map has completely grown around me. It's blowing up, and I'm not getting any orders, and I'm on the side of town where there's not many drivers. I'm kind of getting a little concerned at this point. But I got a Habit burger. I was literally sitting outside the Habit for about 25 minutes, and it's 3:53 right now. I just got the Habit order. I went in there, it was already made, so I thought, well, I'm just good, because I was sitting there for so long, I was wondering why it was so busy. So I said, I'm just gonna check the receipt and see what time the order was printed out. It was printed out at like 3:30. So it was sitting in there for about 23 minutes. Now keep in mind, it probably takes 10 minutes to make. It was sitting there for about 13 minutes, and that just kind of proves my theory about Postmates waits 10 to 12 minutes, I think, to dispatch a driver so that they can keep the wait time down. I gotta drive now and go deliver this, so I will let you know what I earned as soon as I drop it off. On the real, I'm not wrong when I say that east side of town, you get longer deliveries. You need to find that in your spot. Typically, it's there's a lot of homes kind of far away, and all the restaurants are kind of far away. So basically, everything's removed from all the restaurants. More rural is what you're looking for. But you know, I made just shy of $8, and they got me right on the time. They got me right on the mileage. You can check out what I got here. And I also got my first cash tip of the day, $5. And he was kind of a younger kid too, so I was like really proud of him. I was like always showing gratitude for cash tips, because there's so many people that won't even tip you on the app, even $1. And to get $5 in cash is just such a motivation to kind of keep going. Like, this is why we're doing it. It's these tips. If it's not for these tips, then this job is totally not worth it. So it's currently 4:37. I'm waiting for another order. I'm actually in the middle of town right now because I just didn't want to drive. You know, I went almost like a little more than 8 miles to drop off that last one. So I basically went to the nearest red zone, which was only like 4 or 5 miles away from my drop-off, so I'm hanging out there now waiting on an order. But I just wanted to share a quick funny story. So I was walking back from my car from the pickup, and this woman gets behind me and she goes, "You're tall." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And I'm just trying to walk to my car, and she goes, "How tall are you?" Typical question. I said, "Oh, I'm 7 foot tall." And she goes, 6'7"? I go, "No, 7 foot tall." And she goes, "Oh my God." I go, "Yeah, have a nice day." And I kept walking, and she goes, "I see what you're doing." And I was like, "What?" And I turned around, I was like, "What am I doing?" She goes, "You're ignoring me." And I was like, "God forbid somebody ignore you." I didn't say that, but I thought it. So I opened my car door and I got into it, and she like walked into my car door and like kind of stood in between the open door and me. And so I couldn't close my door. And I was kind of like, what is going on here? And she goes, "Man, you got a small ASS car." And I was like, it's not that small. And like I put my legs into the car like to show her I'm leaving, and also my car fits me just fine. And she was like, "Yeah, you trying to get out of here? You being rude." And I basically told her, I said, "I have to go. I'm working right now. I'm very sorry. I'm gonna leave now, but this is why I don't talk to people about my height, because typically they're pretty rude about it." And she was like, and she like walked around behind my car and was like, there was a group of people walking behind, and she was like, "He's a rude, tall mother effer in a small little car." And I was like, what the heck is going on here? Why is it that if I don't indulge you, you're allowed to rip on me? I'm sorry you didn't get attention today, but you're not getting it from me. I'm sorry. And she'll never watch this, but that's what I wanted to say to her, and I thought it was a funny story. So I'm really tall, in case you guys haven't picked up on that yet. I drive a small car, but I'm really tall. So I thought that was a funny story. All right, so I just delivered that. Oh, I didn't even tell you. I got an ice cream order. I got it at about 5:15. We're technically going into the dinner rush now. It's 5:32. It was for Cold Stone Creamery. And, well, I'll show you what I made in just a second, but I gotta get some gas. Now it's time to address this issue. All right, while I get some gas, you can see right here that I waited about 4.5 minutes, drove just a little over 2 miles, 2.5 miles, and I barely made the bare minimum guarantee, that what used to be the bare minimum guarantee of $4. I made $4.14. So my math was correct in my last video. You essentially have to wait about 5 minutes and drive essentially 2.25 mile to make the $4 minimum at this point. So I just barely passed it, but this will be my lowest paid delivery of the day, and it was just an ice cream. Typically I get $1 or $2 on those for a tip. Just got a really quick pho order. It's $5.50. It's only for one item, but it takes me to where I want to be, so I'm taking it. You say it's going to be a quick order, and it's not anything like that. I had to wait in line at this Vietnamese pho restaurant, and once I got to the front of the line and paid, they charged me a credit card fee because it was like it was 19 cents under $10. They had to charge me 50 cents. And then they said, we're going to start making it now, which pho takes like minutes, literally. But yeah, they don't trust Postmates drivers at all. So of course I'm stuck here waiting on one pho to drive across town. But yeah, still waiting on it, and I'll let you know what I made when I'm dropping it off. Okay, so dropped off that pho order, and I drove like 2.2 miles. I waited almost 13 minutes, and the sad part is waiting almost 13 minutes only netted me 89 cents in wait time fees, and 13 minutes is a long time to wait for a single bowl of soup, for something that's not going to be tipped much. My buddy used to run a Vietnamese restaurant, and he said that the tradition to tipping at Vietnamese pho restaurants is $1 per bowl of pho. So I have seen actually on one bowl a $1 tip, 2 bowls a $2 tip. I see that a lot. But yeah, I'm going to put it right there. $4.50 is what I made, waiting 13 minutes, driving 2 miles, 2.2 miles. Kind of sad. It's been sad all day. I guess we should roll through the totals, because I think I'm getting kind of burnt out, and I think I'm ready to stop for the evening. It's almost 6:30 at night. I've got a 45-minute commute ahead of me, and I'd like to eat some dinner. That'd be really cool. So let's tally up how much I made. I just tallied everything up. Total today I made $41.13. I'm not including the $5 tip. I'll include that in my tips in about 5 days on my Instagram when I show off what I got. But Postmates didn't give me that $5. It was a tip, so I'm not including it. So I made $41.13. Now today I spent $23 in gas. I was able to do a total of 7 orders, and I started at 11:30 and it's now 6:30. So I worked almost a full 8-hour day because technically I took no breaks, I took no lunch. So I'm a half hour short of a full day. And I basically made like $17 before tips. Okay. Something big is coming, guys. I'll see you on the next video.